Greetings and welcome. I'm Kent Barnes, the Executive Vice President for External Relations at Augustana College, and I'm very pleased to welcome you here this evening for a virtual tour of an active, energized construction site on the campus of Augustana College. The plan tonight is that I will share some information with you live, and we'll also cut away to various video clips so you can hear from other people who are involved in the project, as well as see renderings. All during this presentation, you are invited to share your questions and thoughts through the chat feature on your screen. I will do my best to answer as many questions as possible before we wrap things up this evening. Right now, I'm inside Emmy Carlson Ewald Hall in a first floor space we call the Great Hall. Just behind the camera, to the west of Carlson Ewald Hall, right along 7th Avenue, lots of dirt is being moved. Augustana is making room for the Peter J. Lindberg, MD, Center for Health and Human Performance. This new building will be a new hub for our students and a place where they will connect broad ideas within a liberal arts context to specific challenges the world faces today. It will be a place that will prepare Augustana students for careers in some of the fastest growing occupations in our country. In addition, it will greatly expand athletic opportunities for our swimmers, divers, and our soon-to-be water polo players on campus. Before I continue, I want to acknowledge that despite the challenges created by COVID-19, work has carefully moved forward during the stay-at-home order in the state of Illinois. Construction projects like this one can continue when they are in compliance with public health guidelines. According to our most recent update, this construction project is on time and on budget. This building will comprise 52,000 square feet and is approximated to cost about $18 million. It will serve as a symbol of Augustana's students' growth in mind, body, and spirit. In fact, this building will include, in addition to classrooms and laboratory space, a meditation space, and an office for a new director of student well-being. As home to Augustana's academic programs in kinesiology and public health, a significant portion of the Lindberg Center is designed to help Augustana students prepare for new careers in health-related fields. The Lindberg Center will also house the Aquatic Center and Natatorium, replacing the pool in the adjacent Carver Physical Education Center. And it will also bring with it new teams in men's and women's water polo. And it will help us increase the size of the current rosters in varsity swimming and diving. To give you a sense of how things look on our construction site right now, our partners from Russell Construction and Leggett Architects will offer some insights and some views of the construction site and the space that is developing right now.
Design of the new Peter J. Lindberg Center for Health and Human Performance offers a tremendous opportunity for the college to provide the Augustana community with a facility that brings together all the components of the human experience, body, mind, and spirit, into a single facility. For the body, the building will offer multiple options for students and faculty to gain physical fitness through the use of the competition-level swimming pool and therapy pool, along with spaces for yoga and fitness activities. Academic spaces will challenge the mind with a kinesiology performance and fitness lab to test and analyze physical performance and recovery, along with lecture spaces for instruction and discussion in the fields of biology, physiology, and psychology. For the soul, a contemplative meditation space is provided at a prominent location on the second floor, while ample student and administration socialization space is provided throughout the building for individuals to meet, study, and interact on a social and academic level. The building itself will occupy a very prominent sloping site at the corner of 7th Avenue and 38th Street, and is organized to take advantage of the south to north grade change while also addressing the very public building exposure along 7th Avenue. The two-story student commons, the most public aspect of the building, is placed along 7th Avenue to enhance the activity along the street. And upon entering the building, you're immediately struck by the dramatic glass curtain wall that opens up to the street and displays the activity inside the building while drawing students in to experience the facility, in essence, to see and to be seen. To the left, the two-story commons with its grand staircase is the heart of the building. The grand stairway within the commons draws you up to the upper level where additional student space overlooks the commons below and the activity on campus to the south. This will no doubt become a prime location for students to meet, socialize, and study while people watching. Academic and administrative offices wrap the space and creates a backdrop for the elliptical meditation space with its feature stained glass window, the focal point in the space. The first floor common also terminates at the north end with spectacular views into the multi-story natatorium, with balcony spectator seating at the low end of the site. This vast space is terminated with a north-facing glass curtain wall, capitalizing on views of the Mississippi River, and also brings in ample amounts of natural light, creating a bright, airy feel to the space. Aesthetically, the building will sit shoulder to shoulder with many of the campus's most historic buildings along 7th Avenue. These historic structures reflect the Midwest academic building vernacular of masonry construction utilizing predominantly stone and brick on their facades. The new Health and Wellness Center respects the traditional aesthetic of its neighbors by using an architectural vocabulary of integral colored precast concrete with thin brick to respectfully fit in with the existing context and to create a cost-effective, energy-efficient, durable building enclosure. However, the way these materials are organized on the building facade, along with large expanses of glazing, clearly communicate that this building is both of this time and place while joining the other campus buildings in their timeless quality. It is our hope that this building will join the others on campus to become a beloved place to celebrate physical activity, academic learning, and joyful meditation. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Brian Hedger, I'm the Senior Project Manager for Russell Construction. We're really excited to be part of this project. I wanted to introduce our team, our Field Manager, Dick Larson, and Patrick Lindberg, our Project Engineer. As I said, we're really excited to be part of this project. Russell Construction was working with Augustana last year, and we completed the Hanson Science Hall Edition, and really excited to be part of this project. I've actually been part of this project for the past year, working with Leggett Architects, IMEG Engineering, and WTI, the pool consultant, on working on the budget and constructability for this to just add our part to really make sure that this was a successful project, and we're just really proud to be here.
Excited to be here. My daughter's actually a junior this year, and this project will allow me to spend my daughter's senior year right here at Augustana with her. We've already planned some lunch dates and some kind of neat stuff like that. The current state of affairs with the COVID and everything has kind of squashed our plans for this year, but her senior year I should be here and we should have a pretty good time here on campus.
We've obviously been making great progress here on site. One of the concerns that everybody has lately is obviously the COVID-19. Russell Construction has a action and prevention plan that we implement with our contractors to ensure that the workers coming to the job site are safe, and we try to minimize any impact that the COVID-19 may have on the schedule of this project. The future is a little foggy in terms of challenges we may have, but we're constantly monitoring those and making sure that we're in constant communication with our suppliers. So if there is any delay, that we're heading that off and coming up with a plan B to keep this project on track.
As you can see, we've really got going here. Started in early March, removing trees and sidewalks and doing site clearing. Right about the beginning of April, we started mass excavation. As you can see, we're about complete with that. These are 3 levels where I'm standing right now. is actually the shallow level of the pool. I'm in the deep end. This still has to go down a little ways further, about 8 foot, but I'm at the shallow end, or shallow level. That next level up is where all the coaches' offices are, and the kinesiology pool, the locker rooms, and then that upper level is where the main lobby is, and some classrooms as well. We're really moving along well. We're pouring the stairwell today, and I would guess probably in July we'll have the tip-up panels, and by the time early September rolls around, the whole building will look like it's going to look. We'll have all the panels up, the roof will be on, and it'll really start to look like something.
One of the tools Russell is using on this project is our VDC department, which stands for Virtual Design and Construction. That helps us decrease the budget and accelerate the schedule by building the entire structure virtually before we fabricate any of our steel, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, any of that. So we have it all set up, designed out in 3D, so we can see any clashes, areas that would be cramped and wouldn't have room for our equipment. So by doing that, we don't find those mistakes and have to remedy them out in the field when costs have already been incurred and equipment has already been manufactured.
Thank you to both Leggett and Russell for sharing the videos and images and being great partners to Augustana on this project. There are 2 questions in the Q&A box, and I'm going to address those as we go through the session together this evening. As you can tell, we are knee-deep in construction right now, and our minds are fully focused on a successful completion of this project. But take it from me, there are some members of the campus community who can see well beyond the construction project. Coaches and faculty members whose academic departments or athletic teams will benefit from this building and will call it home are fully focused on what this building means for Augustana students and the future of Augustana College. We have pre-recorded a few comments from 3 people who already appreciate all that the Lindberg Center will be. Let me introduce you to each. First, Dr. Sean Edmonds. He joined Augustana's faculty last fall and is an assistant professor of kinesiology. Dr. Edmonds is helping lead our effort around kinesiology, and he is interested in continuing to bridge the gap between academics and practitioners in the areas of strength and conditioning. Second, Dr. Lena Hahn, who is an assistant professor of public health. She joined Augustana's faculty in 2016. In addition to her public health courses, Dr. Hahn teaches courses in women and gender and sexuality studies. And finally, Coach Dan Lloyd. Dan has been the head coach of the Augustana men's and women's swimming programs and diving program since July of 2014. Let's cut to the video clips so you can hear from Sean, Lena, and Dan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lena Hahn, Assistant Professor of Public Health at Augustana College. While these are challenging times in the U.S. and for our college, I'm very hopeful because the public health program has seen our students, alumni, and faculty on the front lines solving complex issues during this pandemic. And when I look at the construction and the progress of our new building that will house public health and kinesiology, I'm very hopeful and very proud of Augustana for their leadership and vision in combining the health sciences and liberal arts to make sure that we can continue addressing these complex health issues out in our community for years to come.
Hey everyone, my name is Sean Edmonds. I'm the kinesiology professor here at Augustana College. It's my first year, and what a year it has been. So I'm standing here in front of the giant hole, which has been growing over time, and hopefully you can see some of the construction in the background. I'm actually like super excited about how much work has been done so far. I don't even know how to get through this because we have already about 20 students who have declared kinesiology as a major in just the past like 3 weeks, with all the online craziness and all the moves because of COVID, and they're already on board. And that's not including all the people I've had the great opportunity to talk with who are coming here in the fall. And I'm just like super excited because when they get here, this building will be farther in progress. I'm actually kind of happy the students aren't here because when they left, they saw a bunch of fences and that meant nothing to them. But when they come back, they're gonna see so much over the course of the next 5 months. And it's kind of a secret because they don't know it's gonna be here and the level it's gonna be here. So I'm excited, I hope you guys are excited, and I hope you get the chance to swing by and see the great work that's being done here. If you have any questions about how kinesiology is going, feel free to reach out. I'm basically at home, except to come by and sneak over here and take a look at what's going on.
Hi, I'm Dan Lloyd, and I'm the head swim coach here at Augustana College. We're so excited about this project as it shows the true passion and commitment that Augustana has for our students' well-being, their mental health, their physical health, and education. This building will represent all those things. I'm here to talk about the pool. The pool will sit behind me. It makes up a little bit more than half of the building. It will include a swim performance lab that will be right behind us, which will include a SwimX system. We'll be probably one of the only few colleges in the nation that will have this system. And it'll allow us to work on technique and racing strategy for our students that no other college will have. It's going to be the best facility in our conference by far, one of the best in the Midwest, and it was built for a dual purpose, not just for swimming, but also for water polo as well, to expand that roster and our roster as well, and bring in students across the nation and internationally to a school that's putting a value in the fact that we are committed to student athletes as a whole, and that's what this building represents. It's going to have a 10-lane pool, lots of room to spread out. We had a 6-lane pool before. It's going to have a separate bulkhead so that we can extend out in training and have 2 things train at the same time, swimming and diving at the same time, as well as water polo and swimming at the same time. So it's going to give us a lot of options, and it's going to be used constantly, which right now our pool is not being utilized constantly. It's going to be a central point in our campus, and people are going to now know where Augustana stands, swimming and diving and water polo.
It's easy to get excited for those 3 and their future students, isn't it? In fact, we're already starting to see the benefits of program additions. In the entering class for the fall of 2020, we have 18 students who have declared kinesiology as their first major of choice, and another 10 who have it as a second major of choice. So again, already seeing the benefits of the additional academic program that we're adding in kinesiology. I love hearing from people who can see the impact of a project even in its earliest form, and each of my 3 colleagues can see that right now, as you've heard. Those who saw the vision even before the project took form were our lead donors. To the Knowlton Foundation, we are grateful and honored to name this building for 1961 Augustana graduate Peter J. Lindberg. You may wonder, and I know that Arlene Hitchcock wondered because she asked the question, who is Peter J. Lindberg? Well, Peter came to Augustana from Waukegan, Illinois. After 4 years at Augustana, Mr. Lindberg attended and graduated from the University of Chicago Medical School. His career path then led him to work in oncology, specifically prostate cancer, and he spent more than 40 years at the Los Alamos Medical Center. I am told by many that Peter was a skilled healer and derived great meaning from the practice of medicine. It's our hope that Augustana students honor his legacy and appreciate his work in what they learn and how they go on to be servant leaders in the same way that he was. There have already been a few questions that have been asked, and I'm going to address those. I'd like to invite others to use the chat function now for any questions that you might have about the project, plans, and progress. The first question, though, was from Deb Gammon, and Deb wanted to know whether or not we have any renderings of what the meditation area and space will look like. Deb, we do have renderings of the exterior. We also have at least a conceptual rendering of the interior, but I will tell you that it's not particularly exciting because we have, of course, not selected any type of furnishings or fixtures and finishes. But it is going to be an egg-shaped room, and I think a really exciting space. And we will be working with the new campus pastor once hired to ensure that we equip this new meditation space in a way that will be attractive to our students and that it will be a space that will be used by our students across campus from all different faith backgrounds as they practice their faith and also use this space for meditation. There's also a question from Marlissa Barrett. Will this new building utilize any roof solar panels similar to the recent changes that are proposed for Westerland and Bergendorf? I'm glad you asked this question because it's an important question. There are long-term plans to have solar panels, and as we are constructing this, Leggett and Russell Construction are performing the construction so that we could install solar panels when the time comes to do that. So as we think about reducing our carbon footprint, as we think about using alternative sources of energy, we've been planning for solar with this building in the future. So I really appreciate that question. Kai Swanson weighed in with a great remark relative to the reuse of a stained glass window which had been used previously. So if you have an opportunity to look in the chat box there, you'll get a little bit more information about the reuse of stained glass that has been stored in museum storage over the course of the past few years. Looking to see if there are other questions at this point. Natalie Kessler asks, how is Augustana College going to adventurously take us into the future? Well, I'd like to say that I think that this building and this project and the concept of creating, once again, another space on campus that will be thickly programmed and will be designed for students to see and be seen. It complements what we've done both in the Gerber Center as well as the Bruner Theater Center. And we believe that we will be creating a new hub for our students to engage with each other as well as faculty members. I think one of the most interesting aspects of this particular project is the combination of both the academic program and our co-curricular offerings in one place. It seems to me to be an extraordinary reflection of our mission to educate students in mind, body, and spirit. And of course, we're very excited that programs like kinesiology and public health, which are interdisciplinary programs at their core, will be housed in this space, which we hope will be a hub for all students at Augustana. So I think it's an adventurous project in and of itself. There's one other question. Remind me what was in the space used for the new building. The space, the parcel of land, we moved one existing sculpture, but beyond that, it was the last available parcel of land on the college campus for a building. And this actually is a perfectly suited site for the Peter J. Lindberg Center for Health and Human Performance, in part because there's the 2.5-story drop from 7th Avenue down to the Carver PE Center, which makes it a really interesting space to develop the aquatic center, which we imagine is a part of this. So we didn't displace much. We did remove a few trees. We had to relocate a sculpture to the interior of campus. And some of you might recall that several years ago, Augustana was involved in a really exciting project that we yarn bombed a few resources and trees. And we did have to remove that tree. However, we've saved some parts of that tree, and we will be repurposing those in the Lindberg Center long term. So I hope that answers that question. I'm not seeing additional questions at this point in the chat box. So before we end this formal part of this virtual presentation, President Balls wants to add a word of thanks. So I'd like to cut to a pre-recorded video of President Balls.
Thank you for joining us for this opportunity to show off something that we're very proud of at Augustana College. And a huge thank you to the Knowlton Foundation and the many other supporters of this project that have made this project a reality. In my 17 years at Augustana College, this is the best project because it will reach out to our community in so many ways. Thank you to those who have supported this project. As so many other colleges are canceling projects, Augustana College is moving ahead with confidence. We are Augustana, we are Augustana strong.
Thanks, Steve. It's always great to see your enthusiasm for a great project like this. One additional question came in, and that is, what will happen in Carver where the pool is located? Great question, although I don't have a specific answer at this point. We will be doing a variety of different space studies to determine what is the highest and best use of that space long-term to support Augustana students as well as Augustana student athletes. So stay tuned on that one. For all of you who joined me tonight from Emmy Carlson Ewald Hall on the campus of Augustana College, I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank you for your interest in this project. I'd like to thank you for your interest in Augustana and your support of Augustana, and I'd like to wish you all good health. Thanks for joining.